CapeCast. Leela, lay out the situation with this hummingbird.
Well, he arrived into us at noon on Sunday with ice crystals on his wings. He was really, really weak. He was about at the end of the line outside. As you know, he had been visiting a feeder in Harwichport for several weeks. The feeder really only had sugar water, so just as if you or I were only eating Fruit Loops for a really long time, you'd start to deteriorate. Fortunately, Mrs. Omar, who's been feeding this bird faithfully through the fall, saw the bird hit the snow and scooped him right up and then brought him into us right away. Our first response was to stabilize him. He was very cold. He wasn't terribly alert. He's had diarrhea ever since Sunday. That's starting to clear up. We had him on a timer. We were feeding him every 10 minutes, 12 to 14 hours a day. He was not self-feeding. He was so weak when he came in.
Leela, you handle a lot of birds here. You think the big raptors or something might be the toughest to handle, but you're saying hummingbirds are really tough. Why?
You would not believe. I mean, this little guy only weighs in at 3 grams. So one touch from a human finger that has soap residue or oil on it can wreck his feather condition and waterproofing. They can fly backwards, so they can escape very easily. It could be a disaster if there was an open bucket of water or a window. High stakes for such a little guy.
Leela said she's consulting with leading hummingbird experts to figure out the next step for the bird. Options could include overwintering the bird here on Cape and releasing it into warmer weather, or transporting the bird out west to where it usually lives. Allen's hummingbirds live in California for most of the year and winter in south-central Mexico. Let's say hopefully everything goes great and the recommendation is for a road trip across America with a hummingbird.
Are you game?
Let's go!
Okay.
CapeCast. So, Leela, what can we learn from this incident? Maybe lessons about feeding certain types of birds into the colder weather?
Right. Well, a few things. If you really, really love hummingbirds, the best thing you can do for them is to plant flowers that they love. We really don't recommend using hummingbird feeders at all.